Going on? I hope you guys are having a great day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I wanted to come in and say hello to you. And I want to welcome you to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. So today was an interesting day because Michael Eric Dyson is in the news, and not for a reason that I imagine he's happy about. Apparently, there's a Republican congresswoman or senator or something who has accused Michael Eric Dyson of flirting with her. So Representative Nancy Mace basically revealed, according to Mediaite, she revealed flirty private messages from Michael Eric Dyson sent to her following their fiery CNN clash over how to pronounce the vice president's name. Last month, Dyson and Mace clashed after the South Carolina lawmaker repeatedly mispronounced Vice President Kamala Harris's name. During the CNN panel discussion, Dyson accused Mace of disrespecting Harris and noted that her mispronunciation of the vice president's name represents the legacy of white disregard for Black Americans. Quote, when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of Black people, Dyson said. After Mace refused to correct her pronunciation, Dyson later added, you're a white woman disrespecting a Black woman. That's pretty intense, right? That's kind of like, I mean, and really, and it is Kamala and Rudy Dolomite. What's going on? He said that you said you like this, Rudy. You like when I go live? Okay, well, I can do more of this. Okay, so yeah, it's Kamala. It's not Kamala. You know, let's pronounce her name right. Why not? I mean, be respectful. Whether you're gonna vote for her or not, you ain't got to be jacking up people's name. Like I get called Bryce all the time, or Boris, and or Dr. Boykins. Like I get that a lot. Anyway, so it is what it is. I understand that. But check this out. This is the part that's kind of confusing to me. So she said, so it says here, she says, I would like to enter into the record a screenshot of a text message I received from the esteemed professor from Vanderbilt, Michael Eric Dyson. After my CNN interview, begged me, she says, after the CNN interview, she says, he begged me for photos in this text. He says, after calling me a racist on CNN. She continued reading the private messages, quote, don't tell anybody we look good together. That's what he says, quote, don't tell anybody we look good together, and sent me a kissy emoji like, mwah, mwah. Then the guy says, I'm gorgeous in all these photos. I don't think that I don't think he's been that out of shape on how anyone pronounces Kamala. And if we're going to have that standard, you've got to hold it to both sides, not just one or the other. I don't know I don't get that last part, but isn't that interesting? What do y'all think? What do you think about that? Okay, so so basically she's saying that after Dyson and her got in this heated back and forth about how to pronounce Kamala's names, Kamala or whatever, he's sending these text messages like flirting with her. Now, mind you, I don't think flirting is harmful to anybody. I think you can just ignore it. I've been flirted with before by women. I actually got flirted with by a dude once. I ain't gonna lie, that was a little awkward for me because I'm not, I don't rock like that. So if you think I'm handsome and you're a man, just you could tell me, but just kind of like just know, I'm not. I may not be in your target demographic. However, and plus I'm married. I got a wife. But the thing is that I think that this idea of revealing private text messages is not appropriate. Can we at least agree on that? Give me a yes if we can agree that releasing private text messages is not cool, right? Let's start there. I think that a private conversation is a private conversation is a private conversation. That's the first thing I hope we can agree on. Second point I'm going to make, and this may be more controversial. Tell me if you agree or disagree. If he's flirty or whatever, he sends a kissy emoji. Maybe you can just respond and say, please don't send me stuff like that, or hey, that made me uncomfortable or something like that. I can get that. Actually, I can understand why flirting can be harmless, but at the same time it can just be annoying, right? You're trying to do business, you're trying to be taken seriously. You don't want people sending you kissy emojis or telling you how beautiful you are. It's not like she called and said, do you think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm cute? Right? So that was over the line, I think, a little bit with Michael. But here's the part where black man to black man, I would ask a simple question. The question would be, what in the hell were you thinking? What were you thinking, dude? What were you thinking? Like, why would you even send that message to this woman? I mean, let's just be clear. You just called her a racist, basically, which to me drives me crazy. I hate when Black Democrats call white people racist because they're not also Democrats. Now, if a white Democrat says something offensive, it's like, oh, well, you get a pass because you're a Democrat like me. But if a white Republican says something similar, it's like, oh, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist. This is what I hate about politics. is that the Democrats act like the Republicans are the only white people who know how to be racist. That's not true. You got a whole lot of racist Democrats up in there too, and we act like that doesn't happen. And I think that that's a problem. I think that you got to stop doing that. And so, what Dyson has to be cautious about is that when you're getting into these hard fought battles on TV over how to pronounce Kamala's name, or you're a racist because you don't want to pronounce it Kamala instead of Kamala. But then you go backstage and you're like, hey, girl, hey, you look good today when you was arguing with me. You cute little racist. You're a sexy racist. Why don't we go in the bedroom and play some slave games together? I'll dress up like a field Negro and you dress up like Miss Sally. Like that. I mean, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And I think for him to put that in a digital format where it can be broadcast to the world makes him unnecessarily vulnerable in that situation, because you were just on TV, calling the lady a racist because she didn't say the name Kamala, but really you don't like her because she's a Republican. If she was a Democrat who said the same thing, I don't think that you would have said that. I don't think you would even be allowed to criticize a white Democratic congressperson. But Republicans is kind of fair game because that's the plantation we live on. We live on the Democratic Party plantation. And Michael, unfortunately, as brilliant of a scholar as he is, and I love this man. I like him. I know him. And I hate even having to say this, but he's kind of positioned himself as a person that gets used by the Democratic Party on a regular basis. But I'm not saying that to disparage him, because I think he's great at what he does. But I also think that this is incredibly unstrategic and not very smart. Again, if you're gonna be flirting with somebody, first of all, you should be flirting with your wife. But whatever, I'm not judging another man's decisions. But then at the very least, why would you send a text like that to somebody where you just dissed her on TV? You just called her a racist. There are some white people who don't want to be called racist, right? And I think that when we call them racist, whenever they say something we don't agree with, you're diluting the meaning of that term. If I say you're a racist because you're a Republican and not a Democrat, well, what you've done is you've allowed the Democratic Party to hijack the definition of what it means to be racist. They give themselves complete immunity. We can't be racist. We're your allies. The hell you are. You're racist too. You sit right over in the corner with the other bigots, because just because you're wearing a blue flag instead of a red flag, that don't make you better. That doesn't mean that you're truly there for us, because none of y'all want to give us the reparations. None of you want to fix our communities. None of you want to fix the damage that you've done. These schools where black kids are coming out of these schools and can't halfway read, those schools, a lot of those districts are being run by Democrats. Chicago is being destroyed by a black Democrat right now, Brandon Johnson. I think that's his name. So stop with the whole nonsense that only Republicans can be racist. I think that's silly. So I think the whole debate was silly. You're wasting a CNN segment that could be used to talk about, say, for example, a young child that's been murdered in Chicago or Philadelphia or something. You could be talking about reparations. You could be talking about something of substance, but instead you got Negroes arguing over how to pronounce her name. You better say her name right. You better pronounce her name properly. I don't care how you pronounce the name. None of that matters, honestly. What matters is, are you doing something of substance? And I think this is where we've got to fix our politics. We got to stop getting into the symbolism and start getting into the substance, because somebody can pronounce your name perfectly and still screw you like a Diddy party. Okay. So stop thinking that that these things actually matter, because they don't. So that's my 2 cents on it. No disrespect to Michael. I don't think Michael meant any harm. I don't think that it was smart for him to send that text. I think it was incredibly tacky for her to reveal the text to the public. But then again, you gave her ammunition. You gave her a gun. She shot it right back at you because you had just gone on TV and called her a racist because of the way she pronounces Kamala's name. And I think personally that that's all a little bit silly. So that's my 2 cents on it, guys. I just wanted to kind of come in and talk about it. I'm going to actually go. We are trying to do substantive things here in the Black Business School. As you guys know, I'm a finance PhD. That's what I do. That's my background. So if you want to learn about economics, I want you to have money in your pocket. I believe Black wealth is a solution. I believe Black people having money is going to make our lives better. I want to have you see you have financial security. Every single morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, we do a free financial consciousness training. It's called Economic Elevation. And so if you'd like to join us for our Money in the Morning Economic Elevation training for free, just go to b1moneytips.com. That's b1moneytips.com. Or you can also text the word morning, MORNING, to 87948. Text morning to 87948. So have a good day, guys, and God bless you. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, great weekend. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace.